This is Ruth Ann. I'm here to share with you and do a video and a brief review on Vert by Balmain. Balmain, I'm not sure exactly how that's pronounced in English. But this was a Valentine's Day gift from my husband. This is the perfume that I requested. And so I just want to give a brief review on what my experience has been wearing this. This was a blind purchase. I have never smelled this before. It's just a renowned green fragrance that I've wanted for a long time, a classic French perfume. The original came out in 1947. This version is the 1991 version. There's another one that's kind of shaped like a golf ball or something like that, and that is a later version, I believe 99. And I didn't intentionally ask for this version. What I did was I sent him a link to a eBay shop and to purchase this. And I believe the picture on the item that was for sale was actually the tennis ball one. So, but I was very happy to receive this, and I'm very happy with the fragrance overall. So that's not a complaint, it's just a statement. So Vert is green wind in English. The top notes include lime, orange, green notes. A note that I don't know what it is called asafoetida, something like that. Peach, basil, bergamot, neroli, and lemon. Mid notes are violet, freesia, jasmine, hyacinth, ylang ylang, lily of the valley, rose, galbanum, marigold, and spicy notes. In the base, there's iris, sandalwood, amber, musk, oak moss, sage, vetiver, styrax, and cedar. So this is a very complex scent, lots of notes. I'm just going to say a few words about my experience with it. Now, this is a very perfumey perfume. I half expected this to be a bit of a kind of a greenish, light, fresh scent, and that's not at all what this is. But that doesn't mean I'm disappointed. This is really more of a classic, heavy, perfumey perfume. So the dominant notes to my nose are aromatic green notes, which I'm sure is coming mostly from the basil, the green notes, the galbanum especially. This is a very galbanum heavy fragrance. Galbanum, when it's around, tends to dominate everything else. But there's a lot of green notes here. And then the floral notes are in the background. Primarily, to my nose, what I smell is hyacinth and a little bit of jasmine. I really don't get the violet or freesia. It's a very dry fragrance. It's a very green fragrance, and it's very deep and dark. It's not at all fresh, but it's gorgeous. It's very ladylike. It's very mature. It's heavy, saturated, but very beautiful and complex, very ladylike. It's also a bit on the expensive side. I believe this was about $110, $115, somewhere in that range, but you can purchase it a lot more expensive. The seller that I found on eBay was by far the least expensive. You can go a lot higher on this one. It's got moderate lasting power, about 6 hours, maybe 7 on clothing, and it's got a real moderate sillage, so it's not something that's going to fill the room. It probably goes best in spring and summer. However, I think it could be worn anytime because it is so dark and heavy. When you think of green, there are light, airy green, fresh fragrances that are good for year-round, that are great for spring. This is more of a foresty green. So I would think of wearing this more and going for a walk in the deep forest. You know how when you go into the forest and you're on a path and the path is actually dark. You're always in the shade when you're in the forest because of all of the greenery overhead. And that's kind of the green that I'm talking about here. This is not like, oh, you know, spring dress flowing in the field with the sun and the, okay, no, that's not it. This is more like I'm going to put on my hiking boots and go into the forest, into the dark. All right, that's really more the kind of green perfume this is. Also, it's kind of like when I put it on, it's like a wall of green, and it's a real beautiful, rich, satisfying green. If you like green perfumes, you know what I'm talking about. But it's got a touch of citrus that lightens it and brightens it a bit. And then the gentle floral notes are in the background. They're kind of playing a supporting role here. And in terms of the base notes, all of the oak moss is there, sage and vetiver, so there's a lot of green notes in the base. The sandalwood and amber, musk, I don't really get at all. I'm sure they're there, they're in the background, but they're not obvious to my nose when I wear this fragrance. So anyway, it's absolutely beautiful. If you like heavy hitting green fragrances, and I'm talking like, if you like Silences by Giacomo, if you like Future by Robert Piguet, if you like, even Windsong, this is more along the lines of these fragrances than, say, a light, fresh kind of green fragrance. I can't, an example of one I can't even think of right now, because that's not really my type of fragrance. I'm more of a heavy-hitting green. I love these satisfying deep green fragrances. So anyway, that's my take. Beautiful classic French fragrance that I highly recommend, but not a safe blind buy unless you love green fragrances. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.